Good morning. My name is Lynn Donovan, and I am the theologian in residence at St. Andrew's in Picton. Today marks the beginning of the season of Advent, a season of waiting and preparing for a birth. And so, among those biblical characters that we reflect on during this season is Mary. So, let me first say how John Dominic Crossan explains the whole introduction to Luke's Gospel, particularly the Christmas story. What he suggests is that these stories have been added to the narratives about Jesus' life to serve as almost an overture. So they were written by amazing poets years after the fact. Nonetheless, they are loaded with archetypes and therefore loaded with meaning. So let's just look at Mary today. This story, for some reason, every year becomes more powerful for me. Mary, who we are told in this overture, is visited by an angel who tells her that she has been chosen by God to bear a son. So let's just stop right there. We've got all kinds of archetypes happening. So the Christian tradition claims to be a tradition of the incarnation. So what we affirm is that God shows up in the flesh. We have focused on God showing up in the flesh of Jesus, but I think it's so much bigger than that. And I think Mary is a model or an archetype to help us really think that through. So think about it. Mary's body becomes a vessel for this another archetype, alternative vision, not just a baby, a whole vision of heaven. And I think the message, the subtext here is it's bigger than Mary. It's all of us. All of us are invited to consider how we, in our bodies, in our homes, in our communities, can serve as that birthing place for the vision of heaven. And so I don't think we can say that we are a faith of the incarnation until we recognize, like John Alexander Shea says, that the original incarnation of this mystery we call God was the creation itself. And maybe we just needed a bit of a reminder of that. So I invite you, as you move through these days of Advent, anticipating a Christmas season that will be very different this year. Imagine how you are invited, like Mary, to surrender your ego, your small plans, to be a vehicle for the unfolding of a much larger sacred story that is intended to be a story of hope and reconciliation. Good Sabbath, people. We're meeting outside around our campfire for hot chocolate following the service today. We are finding ways at St. Andrew's to be vehicles of that larger sacred vision. And it takes a lot of imagination. Incarnational imagination. Go for it.